Welcome back, traders. Now, if the VIX and the volatility of the index has got you like, whoa, you are not alone, okay? I feel the same way. It's been a little bit of a whiplash situation since the middle of January. So I decided that it was time to take a look at the VIX again, even though I just looked at it with you about a week ago, right? So we've got VIX volatility at key levels again. Today's Friday, February 4th, 2022. Important reminder before we look at the charts that trading and investing can be extremely risky business. Therefore, it's your responsibility to evaluate any information, opinion, advice, or other content contained in my video. All right, so I'm simply going to pick up on the charts where I left off with you last time on the VIX. So I'm bringing over my TradeStation screen, and you can see here that there was information that we had here from the past that I'm going to remind you of, okay? So I had done a update on the VIX, I believe on January 27th, and when I did that update for you here, I talked about a resistance level on the VIX at 32.49, okay? I also talked about a forecast, and the forecast was for the VIX to have significant action, a turn most likely, into January 27th as well. All right, so let's take a look at where things have unfolded from there. Well, it ended up being pretty darn useful to know that January 27th might be the beginning of a key move in the VIX, because look at how the VIX started moving lower from there. And accordingly, the broad market moved higher, right? The S&P 500 related markets, as well as the Dow and everything else. So here's the thing. This, I had a feeling, would not be a forever move, meaning that we weren't just going to lift off those really low January lows and just keep sailing higher. And part of what clued me in was approaching a trend line, just a simple, plain old technical analysis trend line on the VIX that joins the January 4th and January 12th lows. Now, in traditional technical analysis world, that would not be a confirmed trend line until it had a return to the trend line much later. But for me, seeing that the next day here, January 13th, held that line made it useful to monitor. So I watched the VIX action and the price action accordingly into this trend line, and lo and behold, 2 days ago, I warned my members in the Skinny and the Mini, hey, we are at a key trend line on the E-mini S&P, and that key trend line basically corresponded to this VIX one, okay? So that's looking at the past, but it's important for you to hear me look at my own past analysis, even just from a week ago, so that you know what? She actually is accountable to what she's sharing, all right? Now let's look at where we are and go forward. So I'm gonna actually do the analysis in front of your eyes, and I'm just going to use the magic of the pause button if I'm doing anything that's sort of deep calculation, and we'll let you know when I'm back. So where we are right now, I want to show you two things. I'm going to pause here and be back in a second. All right, so I was gone for about a minute. And when you look at the resulting analysis on my screen, you can see this intersection of these two very faint pink purplish lines, okay? I did that so that you could see the underlying action of today's VIX candle. So this is essentially saying that the intersection of these two lines, so we have time by the vertical line and price by the horizontal line, there's expectation for the VIX to make a high into that point, okay? How I calculated this is based on my techniques in my loss forecasting trading system. So if there's an expectation of the VIX to make a high today into that point, and it actually unfolds, then that would mean we're expecting the broad market to make a tradable low and move higher again. You see? So if you're really ever feeling lost with your broad market analysis, whether it's, again, any S&P market, like my baby, the E-mini S&P 500 futures, or the Dow or the NASDAQ or anything else, it really helps to kind of get your bearings by looking at what the VIX is doing. And I happen to be analyzing the VIX on a daily time frame here. You can do a full top-down analysis on it, weekly, monthly, or going intraday, all right? So with this in mind, today, Friday, is a very important kind of wait and see day. So again, if we actually hold this forecast, if we do see the VIX chart start to form a high in the zone of this intersection of these two lines, then I think that the broad market is in a good position to go higher as the VIX goes lower, with the VIX potentially going back to this trend line. That may provide an area that pauses the VIX move downward, which again would be resistance on the S&P chart. But we'll deal with that when we come to it, okay? So this is helping me understand how even the volatility just from this morning. I mean, it's 10:19 a.m. and I traded the first 30, 45 minutes of the day and was like, whoa, this is quite volatile. And so let me get my bearings on the VIX. And so since I was going to go do it for myself, I decided to share it with you. So hope that helps you to look at how you can best navigate the volatile environment that we're in that is probably not going anywhere for a while. And just like the weather changes, I'm sitting here in my pullover and my beanie because here in Austin, Texas, it is freezing outside and hopefully going to fade soon. But, we can't control it, right? We cannot control the weather and we cannot control what happens in the markets, but we can control our plan, the actions in our trading businesses, and know when we need to kind of step back and check where things are at. All right, that's my pep talk for you for the end of the week, and I'll be seeing you again here soon. So remember to subscribe, like, follow, and comment. I've really been appreciating seeing your comments, sharing your feedback on what you're finding value on in the video, and feel free to share what you'd like to see more of as well. All right, so I'll catch you next time. You can sign up at the link to get my hot, timely, actionable updates as soon as I publish right to your inbox.